Since I keep getting questions about the guild raid, here's a little explanation of the most crucial mechanics. We'll get to the bottom of the question of which artifacts you should increase, why the damage fluctuates so much and why the team keeps dying early from the meteor shower. This includes understanding at what point does your armor penetration actually have an effect against Osh and at what point does your hero's armor protect you against the meteor shower. To do this, it is necessary to take a closer look at the boss and its stats and understand how damage is calculated in Hero Wars. What do we see here? All of the boss's important basic values are listed at the top left. We want to limit ourselves here to Osh 160. The most important values from this table are 168,000 armor and 82,000 armor penetration. The only relevant physical damage caused by Osh is his meteor shower. With 88,000 damage per hit, based entirely on chance which hero is hit and how often, it is pure luck whether the team survives or not. What do these values actually mean? Armor penetration. As long as your armor penetration is not equal to or higher than the enemy's armor rating, your enemy receive reduced damage. Example, a maximized Jew including Vex or Fenris has 47,000 armor penetration. This results in your damage to Osh being reduced by 98%. Armor, conversely, you receive full damage as long as your armor does not exceed the enemy's armor penetration. Example, without increasing Martha's first artifact, the armor buff, to level 130, your armor will always be below Osh's armor penetration and you will receive full damage. Example 2, even with Martha's first artifact at level 130, Jew and Sebastian still receive the full damage from the meteors and the damage to Isaac is only reduced by 18%. Only with the third artifact from Sebastian and Isaac, which increases the main value of the respective hero including his armor, the incoming damage for these two heroes can be significantly reduced in combination with Martha's armor buff. Nebula only gains a little from the increased armor at 3% and Martha's damage reduction is sufficient at 40%. The formula to calculate this is given below. Why does the damage fluctuate so dramatically? As already mentioned, Osh reduces your damage by 98% without any further buffs since your 47,000 armor penetration is opposed to 168,000 armor from the boss. This is where Isaac's first artifact comes into play. With each trigger of their ultimate skill, the hero team gets an additional 32,000 armor penetration if their artifact is at level 100. This means that the damage reduction is reduced to 97% with the first trigger, to 95% with the second, to 89% with the third and finally to 0% with the fourth trigger. Each buff lasts 9 seconds. You only do relevant damage as long as 4 of the buffs are active. If you increase the artifact level to 130, you will do full damage with just 3 buffs, but there is a risk that the spheres will die too quickly and Isaac will then no longer be charged quickly enough. Further tests are necessary here to be able to make a statement about whether this is recommended. Summary and conclusion. To maximize the team's survivability, you need Martha's first and Isaac's and Sebastian's third artifact at level 130. Nebula's second artifact, which increases evasion chance and health, can also contribute to survivability. To survive the first meteor shower, it is also recommended to buy the gold buff startup to increase the chance that Martha will trigger her buff at all.